Alright, morning guys. It is a Saturday morning, winter time, in traffic. So I decided that it's time to make another video for you guys. So let's just talk. Well, I'm talking, you guys is listening. So we're gonna talk about the number one topic for us is skin. So eczema, psoriasis. I believe for me, I talk a lot more about eczema, but even though they're pretty much very similar, but I talk more because that's the main thing that I was diagnosed with when I went to the dermatologist a few times, and then all my symptoms seemed, to be eczema. So majority. So you guys already know the story. I was diagnosed with both eczema, psoriasis, all jazz, whatever. Anyways, so let's just talk about it. So why do you have eczema, right? Or psoriasis, whatever. So what is the reason that you have it? Why you? Same thing I said. Why me? Were you born with eczema? And then I would like to know, so if you guys can comment below. The channel's very small, I'm rebuilding this channel up because of the last channel was banned. You guys already know. It's kind of like building a puzzle, like 1,000-piece puzzle, and then someone just come and just step all in the middle and just mix up all the pieces right before you're done. That's how I felt. So what happened to the channel? So it's like, oh, I gotta start all over. But who cares? So yeah, just build it back up. So yeah, I just want to know, why do any of you know why you have eczema? Or because I know everyone say, why me? Why do I have it? And everyone's been to the doctor. You've been seeing the professionals. Everyone has been there. We all ask the question, why me? And my question to the whole community, all of us, the doctors, everyone, is why is there no solution just yet? Because we have healthcare around, for how long? But why do we gotta suffer for so long with no results? Meaning, we go to wherever we go, we ask the expert, and we say, hey, this is what I have, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm not the first one. I'm not the first person. There's hundreds of thousands of people who's dealing with it. Why is there no solution just yet? Okay, my skin looks like this. I want it to look like this. Why do I have to deal with this? So that's our question. We've been asking that question for a long time now. Some people, like I say, some people was born with eczema. Some people, it just came out the blue, such as myself. My eczema just came out of nowhere, just hit me, just blindsided me. Just one day, life completely changed. And yes, just out the blue. So why did it happen to me? That's always been my question. Why me? I always look at stuff as if anything bad happens to try to find the good and make it good. That's always been, what I've tried to do. So that's how I look at it now. And while I was going through it, I was like, okay, well, I'm going through this. This is, something I'm gonna learn from, and I'm gonna turn it into something good. But I still was, struggling as I was dealing with it. My skin is a lot better now. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than what it used to be, right? So, like I was saying, why do we have to go through it, and why is there no resolution just yet? We all been to the doctors, we all been to the dermatologist, but we all walk out, majority of us, we walk out of there as like, okay, well, is it my skin gonna get clear, or do I have to try this, or why they can't just give me something that works? Why is there no solution yet? We get something that like just, you know, like temporary fixes, you know, something that's like, okay, you could do this and it's temporary and it doesn't, you know, our skin's still messed up. So hopefully today I can shine some light, give you some hope, and you know, just, you know, I know everyone needs that hope that the skin could get better, but I'm here to say, yeah, it can, because I was told, no, you can't get it better, and today my skin is completely different. So if it's your first time watching the video, for me, I had eczema, psoriasis, or whatever for about a few years, day by day, every day dealing with something. It's something that if you have not experienced it, you wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy. You wouldn't wish it on anyone. So from your skin feel like it's on fire. If anyone watched that movie, what's that movie called? It's a movie called Face Off with John Travolta and, man, what's the other guy name? I forgot the other guy name, but John Travolta, and then it's another famous actor. But it's a part in the movie where the guy, they got to switch faces, so they take his face off. They have surgery and they remove his face, and then it's like a scene where they show a glimpse of his face when the skin is removed and it's just all red. Just, that's how it feels. So imagine, and I'm talking about eczema on the face. Imagine your face feel like it's on fire, and this is just, it's all day long. Like it's so painful. You almost, I don't know how to explain it. You become, it's so painful to where you going through so pain. I think you get numb to the pain. It's like your brain is like, okay, you dealing with it, and you just gonna have to deal with it. But there's nothing you could do about it. So that's the pain part of it. Then you have another part of it. You have an itch. Now the itch was running through my entire body, and it's an itch, like I say, you can't scratch. It's like underneath your skin, right? Terrible itch, horrible itch. So if anyone had maybe hives, they maybe couldn't relate to it. So something like that, to where you can't sleep, and you can forget sleeping. You know, you wake up in the middle of the night and you're just itching. So that's the itch factor. Then you have another factor where your skin is like it oozes. It's weird. It's like your skin, like it just oozes. It just looks like a liquid that comes out of your skin. So that's something else. Then you have the dry flakes, to where your skin's so dry, skin is just peeling everywhere. All right, that's another factor. You got, what else? You got some people like myself, like your hair, you start to lose a little bit of your hair. For me, like it was just in my goatee area. Like I started losing hair there. Like I had like little bald spots in my hair. And then what you laughing at? You laughing at me? Oh, all right. I thought my daughter was laughing at me. She's in the back seat. Yeah, I got the tripod up and we just having a nice little road trip. But yeah, so I would lose hair in like my goatee area. So that was another part. And what else? Just the worst of the worst. A terrible feeling. As bad as you can get. The most pain I've ever experienced in my life. So that's just giving you a little rant on what eczema is like for people who have eczema. Now, let's go in a little bit more detail, right? Eczema. Some people got small variations of just like a tiny, you may have like a little patch. You may have, it in one spot. It may come and go. So, you may have light eczema. And then you got people who severe eczema, or they call it chronic, like a chronic condition. That was me. And I see a lot of people like that. So, and for me, like I say, the worst was my neck and my face. It was bad on my hands and arms, but not as bad as my neck and face, right? Now, I know other people, they may have it all over the body, head to toe. So, we still don't have those answers. Why is it that some people get it here? Why is it some people get it there? Everyone's system is different. Everyone's system is just different. Their body is different. Everyone is different. So that's another answer. Well, another question we don't have the answer to is, why do I get eczema like this? Why does it come here? Why does it come, go? Why does it flare up sometimes? And, we got all these questions that just I still don't have answers to, right? Because this is what I was going through, and I'm like, I have to figure out these answers. I can't live like this forever. They told me this is, something you can't get rid of, and I'm like, no, there's no way. Because of that pain and and I know it, and I still see a lot of people that still go through it, so I know exactly what you guys are going through. So hopefully we can get to a solution for everyone. But it's like, okay, if we get to the solution, will it be suppressed to a point where we can't just, give all the details and say, okay, this is, So that's like, I think, kind of why my last channel got banned. I don't know, maybe because I just was showing a lot of stuff that I was doing, and it was helping a lot of people, and then I kind of was not necessarily going against, like traditional medicine and stuff like that, but just like for me, I've always wanted to do stuff just as simple as possible. Natural, simple, straight to the point. And I never really wanted to take like drugs and stuff like that, like medications and stuff, because that's just never been me. I never wanted to use prescriptions and different type of medicines and stuff like that. So that's just how I am. I want to figure out a way that I could, just get my body normal, as simple as possible, So that's how I looked at it. So I don't know if that could have been the reason the channel got banned, but I don't know. But anyway, for me, how I got my skin clear, and this is my opinion, this is my personal experience, not even my opinion, this is my fact, this is what I did. I pretty much just looked at everything in my life. Okay, what am I doing, and how did I get here? Like, why is my skin like this? So I just started studying okay, why do your skin have issues? Okay, the skin is the largest organ of the body, so there has to be something that's going on in the inside to where, it's causing issues on the outside, right? So I had to figure out, okay, so I felt perfectly fine. I felt 100% health-wise. Like, I felt good, even though my skin was just terrible. And like, I could get up and go to the gym, or I could get up. Like, body-wise, I felt good. I had my days or whatever, but I felt good overall. So it didn't make any sense to me. Like, well, I feel good, but we don't know what the heck's going on in the body. So let's go into detail. We don't know what's going on in our insides. We don't know if our liver is just toxic liver. We don't know if our lymphatic system is just backed up. We don't know if kidneys are even filtering. We don't know what old foods we have in our body. Are we detoxing? Are we cleansing our body? What are we eating? What have we ate for all our entire life? What type of air are we breathing? We live in a city, like you see all these cars here where you breathe in all this toxic stuff. Like, Do you work in a toxic environment? Are you stressed out all the time? All this stuff plays a factor in the body. Like I say, going back to foods, how did you eat growing up? All this type of stuff plays a role. So, like you say, was your parents, did they have serious toxic bodies, and then you came into the world with, your organs ain't, not as strong as, other individuals? All these questions we don't have the answers to. Who knows? I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know any of this stuff. So that was my conclusion. It's like, okay, well, maybe all, these years, or even when I was born, maybe, some issues came about. Maybe over the years, issues came about, So, going back to eczema, if this is, what's going on with the body, maybe it's something in the inside. So let's focus on what I can do to get my body, functioning properly on the inside. So that was my basis. I'm going to try to be as natural as possible. Now, what I was doing before, for what I thought I was doing was fine as far as to eating. And like I said before, I was fairly healthy. I was pretty slim. I ate, regular foods, I didn't eat any meat, or any dairy, right? So, you would consider that like a vegan diet, but I don't want to consider myself as a vegan because I'm open to eating anything, right? So let's say I fairly had a healthy diet, but who's to consider what healthy is? Because what's healthy for me might not be healthy for someone else. What's healthy for someone else might not be healthy for me. So now we got that to think about. So there's all these different variations on, what can go wrong with our body or what's going wrong. And, we always have, arguments. Oh, you can eat this type of food. And then some people say, oh no, you can't eat that food if you have eczema. So, but you're like, well, I used to eat that way before, so why can't I eat that now? And then you get a lot of arguments saying, one way of eating is right compared to another way of eating. So that's another argument, which is who has these answers? Most people don't have these answers. But when it comes down to eating, it's not necessarily foods that's causing eczema, but at the same time, it is. So I'm going to break that down because certain foods, in my opinion, will cause havoc on eczema, right? Now, why would it cause havoc on your eczema or your psoriasis or whatever? It's maybe because, like I was going back before, something going on in the inside is not working properly. Could it be the liver? Just, you toxic liver? Terrible? Like, could it be the kidneys not filtering? Dirty blood? All these different factors could play a key role in why certain foods will cause an issue. Let's talk about your gut. Is your gut, the gut could be just not where it used to be. And everything starts in the stomach as far as what disease goes. So who's there to say that, okay, it's the foods? Because you could take two people, they can eat the exact same meal, and someone who has eczema or psoriasis, they will completely flare up for eating certain foods. But you got another person who doesn't have any skin issues, who can eat any and everything, and you can be like, man, how did they even eat that type of food and don't have any issues? Maybe their system is functioning differently. Maybe their liver is a little bit better than yours. Maybe their kidneys, maybe their lymphatic system isn't backed up. And these are the bases of, when it gets down to the skin. And people focus on like your lymphatic system, but the lymphatic system is just, that's just like it's like the sewer system, right? So that's, all the toxic waste gets in there. So what if the liver is not, your liver is back. Like, where till your liver is just not doing its job, right? The lymphatic system is going to continue to get, sluggish, and that's what happened with me. I know for a fact my lymphatic system was giving me issues, but it's not just the lymphatic system. You got to look at everything all around. You can't just look at one thing. You got to look at like I keep saying, liver, kidneys, blood. You have to look at all these different, factors that our body, that our body has to, what I'm trying to say, that, our body is, trying to do. So there's all these different variations. So that's why there's no answers. No one can really get their skin clear. You may have a few people, but us as a community, we got these problems, and it seems like it's just like a cycle. A cycle that just keeps on going. You want to get the skin care, but it's damn near impossible, it seems like. So, like I say, for me, what was I doing? I just got serious on everything I was doing, as far as to what I was eating, what I was drinking, what I was putting on my skin, what I was what foods not to eat, like foods that I wanted to avoid. So I just was looking at everything, right? Because my main thing was like, okay, if the skin is considered another organ, let's start with the liver. Let's start with the kidneys. Let's start with everything we need to do to get the skin clear. So that was my whole ordeal. And that's what I did. So you've seen in the other video, I was doing lemon waters in the morning. A lot of different juices. This is the stuff that I'm doing in the morning time. Also, certain foods that I wanted to avoid. A lot of processed foods, because even though I was eating good food, I was eating out a lot. Processed foods, junk foods, all type of stuff. Now, everything we eat, our body got to do something with it, so we got to be real cautious on what we eating, even if it's healthy foods or whatever. Give you an example. I just love avocados, right? I can eat 2 or 3 avocados in a sitting, with some rice or something. Just terrible eating that many avocados in one sitting. You only need a half of an avocado and you'll be okay. You eating all those avocados, that's pretty harsh on the liver. And you doing this on a regular, you may be having some issues down the line. If you're doing a lot of fat foods all the time. Give you an example. I wasn't eating like fattening meats, but for me, I would make these different type of smoothies, and I would put a lot of peanut butter. I would put handfuls of nuts in there, coconuts. I would put so much fat in there. It was ridiculous looking at it now. So this could be something that helped get my eczema, flaring up like crazy. So this is just something, what I'm just throwing out there. I don't know for sure, but I know it didn't help. So other different types of foods, you got so much processed stuff. You got breads, you got gluten, you got all these different types of corns, like different corn. You have all these processed soy meats and stuff like that. Not even to mention like regular meat, like like beef, chicken, all these different types of meats. It's like, okay, so what's in it? Like, is it real high quality or is it not? Is this stuff slowly, causing my system to slowly wear down? It's too many different variations. But my thing is like, okay, well, if that's the case, how can I get my body clean? How can I clean my body? So I just started slowly eliminating a lot of the stuff. Like I say, fresh juices, a lot of fruits that I was eating. I still eat a lot of fruit. Also, minimizing different types of salt, just minimizing salt, and keeping it as simple as possible, doing a lot of steamed foods, steamed vegetables. Now I still eat pretty good. Like, I eat a lot of different foods, but my thing is, if you're dealing with eczema, I would try to keep it as simple as possible until you have no issues at all, and then slowly go back to eating, all the type of foods that you want to eat. Even if it's to do with meats, if it has to do with, dairy, gluten, soy, all these other type of foods. Once your skin is clear, you can slowly go back to eating. Because for a while, I wasn't eating any gluten. I gave up gluten. I gave up a lot of, for sure gluten. I gave that up. Gave up soy meats because I was eating a lot of those little veggie patties and stuff like that. I gave that up. I'm going to pause the video because I'm about to get some oranges. So, as you can see, I make a nice little road trip to an orange grove where they have thousands of orange trees. And so I'm about to load up on some oranges. So I'll be right back. Okay, back, mission accomplished. Loaded up on some fresh oranges. So these are the best oranges around. I drive a good little distance so I could get the best oranges. Nice scenery. But anyway, so I make fresh juices for me, my daughter, and then I make these different types of like blueberry smoothies with oranges in them. So delicious. And I get the fresh, these oranges you can eat. I'll sit and eat I'll cut up like 7 or 8 oranges and just eat them. Just, oh man, they're the best ones. But so yeah, back on the foods and stuff like that. So I got real picky with foods, pickier basically, to where I just wanted to keep it simple, and I just wanted to get my my body back right, to where I'm not having these skin issues. So that was the goal. That was it. That was no other goal but that. I have to figure out what's causing these issues, and yeah, that's what I did, and that's where I am today. And I'm still having a lot of success, to the point to where I feel I got it down to a science on how to keep it away. And I believe it may never come back because of what I'm doing now. And I've helped a lot of people, and some people, they kind of follow it, but it's hard to follow, because you got to give up certain things. But it's not permanent. You don't have to eat, very simple, to where you can go out and do stuff like that. It's just till you get your skin clear. And that was my thing. It's like, man, I don't want to eat like this forever. I want to, have, something good, a burger or something, or, you want to go out or have a dinner with your family or whatever. And you guys know what I'm talking about. But you just want your skin clear. So that's the goal. Skin clear, that's it. Nothing else. Because I know the feeling. If your face or however your body is not the way you want it right now, as far as with the skin, I know exactly what you're going through. So your skin could get better, trust me. So what am I doing as far as to eating wise? I still do a lot of steamed, vegetables and stuff like that. I just had some tacos the other day, like these there's like some veggie tacos or whatever, but the way they make these tacos, it was like a jackfruit taco, it was a like a black bean taco, and what else? I had to show y'all some pictures of it. Some delicious tacos. Had a burrito the other day. I had a burger. So I like to eat out. Like I said, you guys know I like to eat out, but I like good food, and and everyone eating habits are completely different. So it's just about finding what you like to eat and just eating. But at the same time, some of these foods could be causing issues. Now, what certain stuff that I eat now, I wouldn't eat if I had, if my eczema was flaring up. So let's just talk about, we're going to talk about gluten. So does gluten cause eczema? I mean, could for some people, but you have the same people who have absolutely no issues eating gluten. So what is it? Why is it the gluten? Maybe it's not the gluten. Maybe it's just your body, right? Maybe it's just you are having a reaction to the gluten. Who knows? But I believe it did, because when I started giving them gluten, a lot of the issues started to slowly go away. And then when I ate it, when my eczema wasn't completely gone, I would eat certain stuff and I noticed it would flare up. So maybe that was the case for me. And then I've had a few people that I helped out, and I'm like, yeah, they gave up the gluten. And it's like, maybe, but my thing is, cut out as much stuff that you don't need as possible, because we have a lot of people who say, I don't do too well with gluten, and then you have some people say, no, I'm okay with it. So maybe give it up for a little bit. Give it up for a little bit of time. What are you drinking? Majority of the time I just drink water or just fresh juices. Are you heavy on sodas? Are you heavy on like those super sugary juices? Try to just stick with water for a while. So it's a lot of stuff that you gotta take in consideration. Also, the processed foods. Like, what's in the processed foods? Like, how many ingredients is in there? When you look at the back of a label, what's all that stuff that's in there? This stuff that you gotta think about. It could be one or two things that you don't even realize that's keeping you flared up over and over and over. It could be something. It could be something simpler. You may even think it's a health food. It could be a vegetable or something. You might look at corn. 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 We love corn. I like corn. But I gave up corn for a long time while I was dealing with the eczema. You got to give up corn maybe. So that's another one. I gave it up, but I eat it now, on and off. But when I was going through it, I wasn't. What else? Yeah, for sure, like the gluten, I gave that up for a while. I gave up the corn for a while. And these are stuff that I gave up, until I got my skin clear. Like I said, the veggie meats, like the soys and like different tofu and stuff like that, I gave that up for a while. And I haven't had soy in a long time, so pretty much gave that up basically. So gave that up. And it's not permanent. That's the thing. I think a lot of people, they feel that, okay, I got to give up these foods forever. Or they feel it's like, oh, well, no, I don't think that's the case, because I know someone else who eats it that doesn't have any reactions. But like I say, everyone's system is different. These foods may be causing you the issue. We don't know. But the solution is, how about I just give it up for a little while until I get the skin clear? Because these are the foods that could be causing issues, and I gave these up. So soy, I gave that up. Corn, like a lot of fat foods, even like high, like nuts and seeds and stuff like that. I really minimize it. For sure, avocados. I just gave avocados up for a while. I just minimize a lot of these foods because I wanted to get my liver filtering. I just wanted to get my body functioning as clean as possible. You know, a lot of juices, a lot of fruits, steamed veggies. Like I say, boring. It's kind of boring, but then you can kind of mix it up. You know, it's just about getting the skin right. And this is just, I'm all over the place. So this is just some stuff that I've done. But I just want you guys to look at, you know, everything in your life. I know the stress is there. For a fact, stress is there. And stress, that's another thing. Stress is big when it comes down to, you know, just life all around. To give you an example, you can take two people and you got someone who's has plenty money, more than enough money, but stressed out, will seem completely miserable. We see that all the time anyway. We see people who have everything but still seem stressed out. So stress plays a huge role. You ever see someone, you see them one day and then the next thing you're like, man, they look 10 times older. Yeah, that stress will do that to us. So that's another thing to take into consideration is, you know, stress. And how do you know, people say, oh, just try to minimize your stress. Well, I mean, it's easier said than done, right? It's easier said than done. So I don't know, but we'll see. What else? Different type of oils. So you're back on the fat. So oils. What type of oils are you using? Are you frying these oils? Frying oils it's not great for the liver. I mean, you taking oils and you deep frying and you're frying a lot of stuff. That's not good for the liver. You know, over time, it cause these issues. You know, it could be something as simple as that causing you to flare up. And then what type of oils? Every once in a while, I'll buy an expensive olive oil. It costs like $50. I don't know anyone who's trying to buy $50 olive oil, but it's a high quality olive oil, and I don't cook with it. I just put it on maybe a salad, you know. So that's another thing. Oils. What type of oils are you using? Are you using like the cheapy oils, like the vegetable oils and stuff like that, which is, you know, not all that great. And then that's a whole other issues that, you know, you can get, especially when you're cooking these oils. And another one is you got canola oil. Now for me, I completely eliminated canola. Still to this day, I try to avoid that as much as I possibly can, because if you have eczema, canola oil is not something you want to be consuming. And go find out, go study and you know, like I always tell people, do your own research to find out what's going on. You know, because like I say, disclaimer, not a, you know, professional. I am not an expert, not a doctor. I'm just someone whose skin was messed up and I got it back normal. That's it. So, I mean, I'm just giving you my opinion. This is opinion, but I don't feel that canola oil is something you want to be consuming if you're dealing with psoriasis or eczema, anything. Canola oil is something you might want to, you know, avoid. But I'll come back on my rant. I gotta make a quick trip. All right, we back. So foods. So like I was saying, what I did for me, what worked for me, is my foods and foods I was avoiding, and just my nutrition in general. That's my opinion. I feel worked for me. I've helped a good amount of people. They ask, oh, what should I eat this? And I wouldn't recommend it, or no, I'll probably stay away from that just till your skin's clear. Because what you want your body to do is you just want your body to detox and heal itself, to get back right. That's all you want your body to do. When we consume foods, the body, it's made that way. It has no choice to do something with that food. And the body has to, process the foods and do all the stuff, it has to. But if it's not consuming foods, what our body tends to do is it tends to heal itself. Like when we're sleeping, our body's, trying to heal itself, trying to fix all little issues, And the more foods we consume, it's a little harder. So that's why they say, you should probably fast, or you should, try to detox here and there. They give your body a rest from certain foods so it can heal itself. Right? I'm not saying stop eating. I'm not saying, I'm not even saying anything, basically. I'm just talking. So you can take the little gems that I have in here and add it, to your plan. Right? So my thing is, you want your skin clear. How do you get your skin clear? So this is what I did. Speaking from someone who had the worst of the worst. The worst of the worst. Right? And I know there's a lot of people's skin who's worse, who's worse than what mine's ever was. So I understand that. But what I did was I really narrowed down what I was consuming and doing all the things I can to help my body to, get as clean as possible and to pretty much heal itself. My lymphatic system, I knew for a fact, had to have some type of issues because I had a swollen lymph node behind my ear. So I knew, okay, hey, if this is like this, something's not right. So that goes back to what I've been saying all along. Kidneys, liver, blood, lymphatic system, it all works together. They're all friends, they're all pals, they all need each other for the body to be optimal. We gotta take this in consideration. So I started doing a lot of different things to help all of the things, every issue I had, I wanted to do something to help it out. So that's what I did. So if you're dealing with it right now, really, from the time you wake up till you lay down to go to bed, what's going on? What are you doing? What's your environment like? What are you consuming? I want you to look at everything and just take notes and just one day at a time, because the skin could get better. Trust me, it can. So if your skin is flared up right now, it may not heal tomorrow, but one day closer. So I just want you guys to really take inventory on everything that you're doing. If you continue to have your skin flare up and you can't get your skin back normal, just really take an inventory. If all the stuff you've been doing is not working, really take an inventory. If you've been using a lot of those creams and steroid creams and injections and things like that, has it worked for you? If it hasn't, then maybe that's the case. Because I haven't met anyone, in my opinion, I haven't met anyone who's used a lot of the, like the steroids and like the injection shots and stuff like that, and symptoms completely went away and stayed gone. I haven't met anyone like that yet. So if there's anyone out there, please let me know, because I would like to meet that person. I just want to know, what did it work for you? And when I went to the first dermatologist, they prescribed me 2 different creams and some antibiotics, which I was like, I'll pass. Because I studied, nutrition for a while, on and off. So it's like, I don't think this is going to work. And plus, I already spoke with a lot of other people who's going through, like, skin issues. And they're like, no, I don't think it's going to work. And I haven't seen it work for anyone else. So I knew for a fact, like, this probably is not going to work for me. And everyone, it's like they give us stuff just to try. Like, I don't want to try anything. I want it to go away. I don't want to have no issues. Don't give me anything to just try. Give me something that works, if you're going to give me something. But, my thing was like, I'm just going to do it as natural as possible. So, if it's hard when you taking all this stuff and using all this stuff and, stuff just not working, and you got to keep going back, and you got to pay for this, you got to go pay for this visit. If you're working, you got to miss work. You got to miss all your family functions. You got to miss, you got to miss a lot of stuff just because you're dealing with something. It's like, man, I don't want to deal with this. So, and I know a lot of people, still going through that. So, man, I know the feeling. So, this video is pretty long. I'm just yapping. But let's wrap it up. You want your skin clear. I can't tell you what to do to get your skin clear. I can just tell you what I did. Right? That's all I can tell you, because technically I can't, like I say, I'm not a doctor or anything, so I'm not practicing medicine. You got all these rules. You can't say certain stuff, so that's my disclaimer. I'm just talking from someone from experience. I have the experience. So, just it's my opinion. If you really change, your lifestyle when it comes down to foods and different liquids that you're consuming, that's the bare minimum. If you start there, you so much closer to getting your skin clear and eliminating a lot of the crap foods. And a lot of people think certain foods that they eating is health foods. What's a health food? Who knows? So focus on really cleansing the body. And the thing is, when you cleansing the body, sometimes your body gonna have reactions. You may be cleansing and you may have certain type of reactions, and you think, oh, well, this isn't working because I'm having more reaction. No, the body is actually trying to do what it's supposed to do and trying to get back to where it should be. And it just takes time. Like for me, it took some time. It took a while, and I had a lot of ups and downs. It's like, man, this stuff it keeps coming back, but my body was just really healing, and it was getting better and better. And I noticed every time I would have like an outbreak, it would ease up and it would just ease up. And I'm like, man, maybe I'm on to something. All right, maybe I should, let me watch what I'm eating. Let me watch certain foods. Then all the answers just start to slowly come. And then I'll try it. I'm like, wow, okay. To the point where it's like, all right, yeah, I don't have to deal with eczema anymore. So that's why, okay. But why isn't this information out there? It's the thing. It's like, I'm just trial and error. Why isn't this in the books yet? Right? Why is that? Why is it that there's no CURE And you can't even say that on the channel these days. Why isn't there that CURE for all these issues that we got to deal with? Is someone else benefit from us being all messed up? So, it's like something's going on to where you can't. I don't want you to be 100%. I need you to be 50%. Because if you 50%, then what I have going on over here is going to continue to benefit. So I want you to stay, I don't need you to be 100%. Because I need to prescribe you something. But we in a day and that age where, come on now, that's not right. So nutrition is key. That's it. The nutrition. That's the answer. Your nutrition. What are you doing for your body? Are you cleansing your body right now, or are you doing something that's kind of, toxifying the body up worse than what it is? And if the body is really toxic, any little thing makes it even more toxic. So really watch the foods that you're eating, and not to the point to where you have to change the way you eat forever. I'm just saying, while you have your skin conditions, watch the certain foods that you eat, because if you do that and you get real strict with your foods and really watch what you're eating and stay consistent to where your body can really cleanse and heal and just get everything back to normal, to where it's functioning properly, then you can say, you know what, I want to eat this. Now, that's the point where I am. I feel I'm okay to eat whatever I feel like it. But I don't just go out and just eat any little, I don't really do that. I just try to eat as good as I possibly can, but I still like to eat out. So, that's my thing. If you're going through it, you gotta really be cautious on what you're doing as far as with your foods. So that's gonna be my little rant for today. I took you guys on a ride along. Yeah, I know you guys going through it, but hey, there's a few of us out there that we lived it, we overcame it, and we on the other side of it. So there's a good amount of us to where we had severe eczema or psoriasis or whatever, and we're on the other end of it now. So if we did it, why can't everyone else? I want to live in a world where no one has eczema. Like I say, I wouldn't wish that on the worst of the worst. I wouldn't. So I don't want anyone to have to deal with this. Any health issue in general, not even just this. Like, I know everyone has issues, like some type of issue. Well, a lot of people have some type of issue. So I don't want anyone to deal with nothing. But I've lived it, with the eczema, so I know, so I can relate. So I wish that everyone who's dealing with it can get rid of it. So if I got rid of it, I want to share what I did, so everyone can be on the same page. So let's try to get through this together. This is another little long rant. I was all over the place as usual, but I hope it's one gem that you found in this video. Something, it could be one little small thing that's set off a light bulb that you're like, oh, okay, I can do that. Oh, all right. So I wish y'all the best.